Are time dragons really that good? To quickly answer this question, for the time being, at the time of me making this video, yes. Yes, time dragons are really that good. What makes them so good? In my opinion, they are better considered to have a controlled playstyle. They have their own form of removal that rivals Vanity's removals. While Vanity's removals involve putting cards to the drop zone, Time Dragon's removals involve nullifying abilities and putting cards back to the bottom of the deck. Not only that, some of their other cards can also destroy your cards or even also send them back to the bottom of the deck. This unique way of removal currently has no counter to it other than mistargeting the targets maybe, by using abilities and whatnot before the ability itself resolves. This ability also activates at the start of the attack phase and can potentially break your board. For example, if you're using Legend Dragons and your opponent returns Raw to the bottom of the deck, your defensive and offensive capabilities are now reduced since Raw is, well, gone. The thing is, even if you manage to survive that removal while mistargeting, Time Dragons still have a myriad of defensive capabilities in their arsenal. They can rest your cards depending on their reversal flags, they can redirect attacks, they can even end the attack phase, or even the whole damn turn. Aside from their defensive capabilities, they also have their flags. All of them increase their consistency and they can even use it for defense. One of their flags outright end battles, which bypasses cards that cannot have their attacks nullified. This makes Time Dragons fearsome because you cannot FTK them. If your FTK relies on dealing damage by attacking, you can't do it, like a mobile aerial team, for example. And Time Dragons don't just control. No. Aside from their controlling capabilities, their flag turns into a 4-crit triple attacker that stops time. If your time gets stopped, you cannot do anything, you can declare nothing, and if your card's time gets stopped, you can't even activate keywords like Soul Guard, given turning their flags into this behemoth takes time, 2 turns at minimum. This flag can also be rested and everything, so I guess it's okay, right? Nope, it's not okay. With the new Climax set that came out, Time Dragons now have a spell nullifier and has not only an anti-rest but anti-destruction, nullification, and soul drop in one card. They can even plus from it. So now, not only can Time Dragons break your board, but you can no longer break theirs with this card. Talk about cheating. To add insult to injury, their already overpowered flag is not even at its final form. It has a new form which outright stops time not only during an attack, but for the whole turn, and even turns the opponent's defenses to 0 and has 12 crits. Granted, these 12 crits are probably there to represent the 12 digits on clocks, but come on, does a card that can stop time for the whole turn really need 12 crits? There is, quite literally, almost no counter to time stop other than Garga's no impact. You have no hope of winning if your opponent stops your time and your card's time if you don't have this impact. And I don't know why Bushy did this, but they gave Time Dragons a deck refresher that not only returns cards back to the deck, but even draws them a fresh new hand and makes their life 10. Now that's what I call cheating, and not to mention they have a 2 gauge 12 damage impact for no reason at all, probably just to make them even more OP than before. Granted, nobody actually uses the impact because they already win with Over God 0. So, to sum up, they have cards that can rest your cards, destroy your cards, nullify your cards, and send them to the bottom of the deck, redirect attacks, and battle phases, even turns. Cannot be FTK'd, and has the stop time mechanic, which is quite possibly the most overpowered mechanic in the game. So yeah, it's safe to say that they're the best deck of the meta for now. So that is basically the reason why Time Dragon is basically the most OP deck of the meta, and I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Goodbye.